Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, thank you so much.
You bet.
Welcome back to Eye on Politics.
Good to be with you, Jack.
So we're here in Sherman. 1,200 people are attending
It's amazing.
Representative Shelley Luther's event tonight.
Yes.
You're here, the governor's here, the attorney general's here, members of Congress. Why is this such a big deal?
First of all, we're in an election year. We have statewide elections that we don't normally have, so you have a lot of people. Secondly, Jack, we understand that rural Texas is what keeps Texas red. So when we get a chance to come to an event that has 1,200 people, where often you might go to an event where it's 25 or 100 or 200 people, this is a tremendous opportunity to address a lot of people. It's also early. And by being early, there wasn't a lot of competition of other events. Once you get to Labor Day, everybody's scattered everywhere. So this was brilliant by Shelley Luther. It's the biggest turnout for an event that any legislator, in my belief, has ever held. I mean, 1,200 people, a lot of people.
So what is your message going to be tonight for these voters, rural voters, going into the midterm?
Yeah. So message number one is, for myself, I keep my word. I was here in Grayson County, in Sherman, 2 years ago when there was a cement plant that wanted to be built right next to chip manufacturers, which these are billion-dollar plants. They support our military and chips. You know, we don't have a lot of chip manufacturers in the U.S. And it was a struggle. And they were going ahead with the cement plant. And I said, look, we're going to stop it because this undermines the whole community, the whole economy. And with Shelley Luther and Senator Hagenbu, we were able to do that. And so now it's on a 6-year hold as we study it. So one of the things that are important is tell people what you're going to do. Do what you said you were going to do because that's what you were supposed to do. So I'm back to say, look, we kept our word. It was hard work, tough to get the bill passed, but we got it done. Secondly, the bigger picture is we have to put policy over people. There are lots of people running. There are going to be a lot of attack ads everywhere against everyone. It's their policies that are important, Jack. And when I look at the top of the ticket at James Talarico, his policies align with Mandami, the mayor of New York. They align with AOC. And the reason I say that is because anyone running on the Democrat ticket has to follow and get in line and support all of those people. So we don't, in Texas, we don't want a leftist U.S. senator who is connected and supporting communists who want to take over the country. That sounds like, are you kidding, Dan? No, that's true. I mean, read what they're saying. They want to get rid of the presidency. They want to get rid of Congress. They want to close all prisons. That's who they are, and they've been on the march for 40 to 50 years in this country. And the Mandami race and that win, let them all come out and say, okay, we can do it too. And they've won some races. So the march here is Texas must stay red. We have to have rural Texas to stay red. And plus, I love this town. I've been here 3 or 4 times in the last 2 years, so I just like Sherman.
And on your point, though, as far as the Senate race is still tied, according to all the polls.
Yes.
So why is that the case?
Well, look at the Beto O'Rourke race in 2018. Ted Cruz won that race by a couple of points. Talarico is not known yet, so whenever you have someone who's new, sounds good, looks shiny object, well, once they find out about what he stands for, like God has multiple genders, the Bible supports abortion. Look, this guy, people sometimes say Republicans are injecting God into our campaigns. I do all the time. I'm going to talk about Jesus tonight, as a matter of fact. But this guy came out and said, I'm a moderate pastor. Well, he's not moderate, and he took some courses in the seminary, but he's not a pastor. And he's committing blasphemy against the Bible. I know it's a strong word, but when you say God has many genders, when you say the Bible supports abortion, and you criticize other parts of the Bible, I actually have said this and I mean it. I pray for him. No, we're going to beat him, but I pray for his soul, because if he continues this track of mocking God, it's not going to turn out well for him in the long term. So I hope the guy sees the light one day and realizes and says, hey God, I'm tired of mocking you. Sorry I did that, because that's what he's doing. And that is the one area that the Bible is very strong on. You do not mock God. And that's all going to be exposed coming up. I think people are going to say, really, he said that? I mean, the guy liked to text. He's got a volume of text out there he's not going to be happy with when people see them. On the mic in the Texas House, he's been against everything we passed as conservatives. He's been against everything, and he's tried to play himself as the next Beto O'Rourke, and he's going to lose like Beto O'Rourke.
Is all of that going to matter when affordability seems to be the biggest issue that voters are concerned about?
Well, it does matter, and the Democrats have shown that when they're in charge, things fall apart. The economies are not good. Look what's happening in New York City. Look what's happening in every blue state. Their economies are a disaster. We're looking at affordability in Texas. It's very important. We have cut property taxes, but not enough. But 61% of seniors now, Jack, do not pay school property taxes because of the bill that we've passed on the homestead exemption for $200,000. Seniors at 65, their values are frozen forever. My double nickel plan that I've talked about, I want to reduce that down to 55. So when you become 55, all your values are frozen. That will save the average homeowner $10,000 to $15,000 over those 10 years, plus their values are frozen. I figure if Denny's can say you're a senior at 55 and get a Grand Slam breakfast, why can't the Texas legislature say, we want to recognize to freeze your values at 55? Affordability, a lot of it is impacted by what's happening nationally. I support the president and what's happening in Iran. You know, people say, well, why did we get in that race? Look how these Iranians are acting now. Imagine if they had a nuclear weapon. I mean, they are not looking for victory. They're looking to create death everywhere they go, and they will be there to the end. So I support the president. Yes, that's driven up some cost in gasoline a little bit, but once this is over, gasoline will be back under $2 a gallon. We'll be fine. And then we have to look at our food products, and all of that is impacted by what's happening all over the world. So Texas, remember, Jack, there was an article yesterday. Texas is the leading economy in the world. The leading economy. We're number one in almost everything. We're number one now in CEOs coming here, major Fortune 500 companies. The Texas Stock Exchange is up and running. Texas is going to be the financial kingpin of the world. Between our stock exchange and our oil and gas, we will lead. And it's Republicans and conservative policies have gotten us to this point. You know, we've only been in charge for 20 years or so, 23 years, with all Republicans, and we don't get it all right. We got to fix what's not right, fix what's broken. But we're marching forward, focus on affordability, but the social issues are really important to Texas. And those values and principles are important. And that's who we are. We're not a communist state. We're not going to let James Talarico say we are.
I know you got a very tight schedule
Yes.
tonight. You got to speak. So Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Well, as always, thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you.